Cool.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Shannon from What Do You Have to Lose, or anybody, if anybody's watching at this point. And with me, longtime friend Jon Marsh. Say hey, Jon Marsh.
What's up?
How are you?
This is your first one, right?
Number two.
Oh man, I was hoping to take your virginity.
Oh goodness, that's funny. No, number two, but that's all right. Number two can be special too. So we were just chatting. Jon Marsh, he does Spartan races. He does a lot of working out. He's very inspirational to me. So he's just talking a little bit about training for that. Before we start, though, I want to tell a story. Last time Jon and I hung out, came to Florida to visit. He actually did was it a Spartan race or a Tough Mudder? Spartan. So he lives in Utah, completely on the other side of the country from me, long way away. But long distance relationships do work. But anyway, he came out to visit, a year and a half ago?
Yeah, 2019, pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, did his race, ran around a cornfield for a while, and came back.
Hungover, by the way.
Hungover. Yeah, that was my fault. My bad. Sometime we'll have a health and wellness alcohol edition.
Maybe I'm not the right person for this podcast.
That's a different conversation. As I drink beer. So Jon comes out, he does this race. It was a short race for him, 5 miles, 3 miles?
Yeah, it was like 4 miles, I think.
Yeah, and they do a bunch of weirdo stuff like climb over walls and crawl through mud pits and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, that's why he came to Florida. But the point of my story is, so I took a day off work just to kind of hang out with him before he had to leave, and a friend of mine said, "Hey, I can get you guys into Disney if you want to go while your friend Jon is in town." And I said, I'm not a fan, but Jon, if you want to go, I want to hang out with you today. I took the day off. So, if this is something you want to do, I'll go. And Jon said, yeah, I want to go. So we go down to Disney and we go to Animal Kingdom. And this is December. So it's not as hot in Florida, but it's still pretty warm. And all we're doing is walking. And I get heat sick. Like, I don't feel good. And all we're doing is just walking. I mean, it's walking for a while, but it's still just walking. Meanwhile, Jon Marsh is over here just muscly and shit, just like a trooper. I'm over here dying. And, so anyway, I end up just not feeling well. And they go on to, where'd you go, Epcot?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And I went back to the car and just recovered, blasted the air conditioner, drank a whole lot of water. Because I puked at Disney from the heat sick. Feeling like a chump and not feeling well, sat in the car. So afterwards, have a conversation with Jon Marsh, and I'm like, man, what is it like? How am I so different? Like, what is it about me? Why is it that, if I'm stressed out or whatever it is, my go-to is to, maybe grab a beer or eat some junk food and chill, whereas your go-to, you have such good habits of exercising and working out. And it led to a really good conversation. One of the things that Jon mentioned, talking about doing these races and stuff, is that maybe, think in different terms about weight loss than pounds on a scale. It got me thinking about doing races and stuff and maybe measuring goals in terms of medals. And that kind of set me on a path to try to do my first 5K. And the wife and I signed up for a few, and then COVID hit. So I was training really good. I was getting out, moving, walking every day, working out. And then COVID hit, and that kind of put me back in the chair for a while. Didn't do a lot for a good 6 months because we were on lockdowns, not going anywhere, and couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do a lot. But anyway, so I just wanted to start with that story and just how it kind of changed my perspective on some things, and that's kind of what this is about. This what do you have to lose? Talk to people, find out what they're up to, and get some different perspectives. So that's what I want to talk to Jon about today, is about your perspective and kind of how you decided to get so disciplined for working out, and what keeps you motivated, what keeps you going, and talk about your workout routines.
Yeah, so first of all, no condemnation on the 2020. I think for me, if I'm not signed up for something like a competition or a race or something, or if I don't have even just like a rec, anything, like I don't do too well when I don't have like a goal. You know what I mean? It's one thing to be like, yeah, I just want to like get muscle or lose weight. But at least for me, if I don't have something that I can sign up for and to like think towards, you know what I mean? I don't stay very disciplined. So as far as like 2020, there's no condemnation there. I, didn't do exactly what I wanted to do 2020.
Yeah.
So we're kind of getting back into it now. Second thing, before we get too far, any advice that I give you, I'm an electrical engineer, not a dietitian. My advice is worth what you pay for.
And it's free. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I will say part of a lot of what I learned in college was I was friends with a lot of the athletes, and a lot of the athletes, they go to school for, things like, dietitian, nutrition, health and fitness. You know what I mean? That's what they do. So kind of learning through osmosis and spending probably more time than I should have in the gym, wrestling practice and lifting weights and just hanging out on the side, asking them what they're doing. That's about what I know. So that's my disclaimer. At your own risk.
Yeah.
Consult your diet or your doctor first.
Consult your doctor. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of we're just regular guys doing regular things. John's an electrical engineer. I'm an accountant. And, we are not doctors. We're not nutritionists, but, just try to stay active, try to do something and maybe try something new, learn something new and give it a shot, and talk to your doctor.
Talk to your doctor.
Talk to your doctor.
About exercise. He'll probably say yes.
Yeah. For sure. In fact, I didn't even have to ask. They just said it. Hey, you should exercise.
Exactly.
So kind of the thing that keeps you motivated the most, you'd say, is kind of the having that event, having a race or some kind of something coming up to work towards to train for.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. So what do you do? Let's start with that. So what kind of training do you do to get ready for these runs, this Tough Mudder, Spartan race, whatever you're doing? What do you do to train?
I mean, it kind of all depends on like the race or the event. If it's a jiu-jitsu tournament, I'm going to train different. If it's a race, I'm going to train different. I try to like to focus on one thing. I'll still do jiu-jitsu and I'll still sign up for races, and but kind of what I'm working for, what I want to be good at on that season is what I'll put more effort into. So if I'm competing for like a wrestling tournament or a jiu-jitsu tournament or a judo tournament, I mean, it's going to be more practices than not. It's going to be making sure that I am tracking my diet so I can fit into like a weight category more strictly. And then it's going to be pushing myself for like half an hour spouts, as opposed to if I'm doing like a Spartan race. I mean, those events could be like, I'm not, an elite racer. So 4 hours maybe for like a 13 mile, 14 mile. So those are different kind of workouts.
You're talking about running for 4 hours straight?
Well, I mean, running and walking. You're lifting stuff. It's the
long way ahead of me.
Yeah. So today, like I said, we were talking a little bit before about what I was doing last week. So 13 miles, it's not tremendous. I did do one ultra that was like a 30 mile, and that was just miserable. I finished it, but I'm not excited to do another one. So I'm keeping it down to the 13 miles, 14 miles.
Yeah.
But what I work for is I have a schedule, and it's really similar to what you'd see like on a marathon training, half marathon training, where you're running like another mile, another half a mile, whatever your goal is every single week. So a lot of running, and then I still like to weight lift. I'm not like a huge runner, right? A lot of those guys that are elite runners, they're going to be like in like the 140 pound range, 150 pound range. So
Gotcha.
that's not my goal.
Yeah.
But the workouts are still similar. It's you're running throughout the week really light, and then on the weekend is when I get like a longer distance. So that last week I was going for like a 9 mile run and ended up just cramping up And like I use electrolytes, I stretch and all that stuff, but sometimes it just happens. So I cramped up and I had to have my wife come rescue me. So today, instead of just doing like a straight run, I got a treadmill in my garage, and like a little weight station. So I went and ran 3 miles on the treadmill, and then went over and I did kind of like an upper body sprint, so like battle ropes, burpees, pull ups, and I did a couple rounds of that, and then I went back to the treadmill. So I repeated that whole thing. And so today I got my 9 mile in.
So you do the weights and the running on the
Mhm.
weekends?
Yeah, it's not, I wouldn't say it's like weights today. It's, I mean, a lot of body weight stuff.
Oh, okay. So like you said, the burpees, the battle ropes. I like battle ropes a lot. Those are fun.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Yeah, they'll burn you out, man. It's like sprinting for your upper body.
I've never tried a burpee. That's probably not a shocker. I feel like I might break my arms. Battle ropes.
Yeah, I did it real slow.
Slams. Two-handed slams. I need another beer for that right now. But yeah, I like the battle ropes a lot. I gotcha. And so what keeps you wanting to do those? Do you just enjoy them, or do you just find it to be the best way to keep yourself personally motivated to stay fit?
So part of it is community. I got friends that'll do a Spartan race with me. Same thing with like jujitsu. Man, like last year I was just getting like really, really sad. And I realized like, even when I was working out, it just wasn't as fun. And so, I wanted to lift weights. I wanted to run, but it was a different, I mean, since I'm out of college, I don't see all my buddies, in the gym. In fact, like when I was in college, I used to like keep my head down, keep my earphones in, because like there was going to be like 4 people I would bump into and I wouldn't get my workout done. You know what I mean?
I gotcha.
And kind of after that, I realized I was really missing community. And so that's kind of when I started getting more back into jujitsu. And I was doing really good with jujitsu. And then the gym closed down because of COVID. And so it was just kind of like, man, like, getting isolated, so you don't have like a big community to rely on, to have fun and just also compete against too. Like I'm kind of a competitive person. And so if I can have somebody that's like my level or like a little bit above my level, it's instead of saying like, I want to go climb this mountain or I want to like win this big tournament, it's like, I'm going to beat that guy. He's been doing it a little bit longer than me. He's a little bit better than me, but today I'm going to beat that guy. And I know that, when I go home, I got to work out a little bit more than him because I'm going to sneak up on him. So that's kind of part of my motivation.
I gotcha.
The other part is like not really looking good. I don't really work out to look good. It's just like I want to be able to do things. And here in Utah, we have mountains. Being able to like hike up in a mountain and like look around at the top of the mountain, that's really, really cool. It's a lot of fun, to be able to like look down and say like, hey, I did this thing today.
Yeah. And again, another thing to say, kind of like the medals, like, not measuring weight loss or fitness by pounds or by how much weight you can pick up, but just say, I did that mountain today. Mm-hmm. Or, I can't do that mountain today, but I want to do that mountain. So I'm going to work towards getting that mountain. Also, not to mention, Jon Marsh is a very attractive man. Hence, the original story of the Disney trip, only because he's more attractive than I am, because I never got that offer. It's funny if that person watches this video. Also, when John and we both used to live in Ohio, and I started dating my wife. She lived here in Florida. And I told her when she came to visit, I'm like, when you see that Jon Marsh, don't forget about me. So he is an attractive man. I don't think he has to worry about working out that much.
All right, relax.
You guys haven't noticed. I'm just a little man crush on Jon Marsh.
I don't have the beard. I wish I had the beard.
Yeah, mine doesn't grow in on my chin too well.
I've always been jealous of the beard.
I got on the side though.
I know, it looks good, man.
Yeah. Are you growing a little chin down here?
You've seen my brother. So if I grow it, I would look like Michael.
I gotcha.
Like a curly,
just a solid neck beard.
I'm almost certain we have like Amish family because his is like thick and underneath. It doesn't go up, which I think that's kind of like, yeah, like yours. Yeah, it's like all underneath. So I like to keep it short just to make it look like I could if I wanted to, but I can't.
Yeah, I gotcha. So when you're training or thinking about running a mountain, it's probably different. But what are you eating? What do you put in your body? Are you
Oh
pretty
man,
strict when it comes to those kind of things? When you're getting ready for a race, I imagine you're probably not eating pizza or as John and I used to eat a lot, chicken wings.
yeah, I eat a lot of chicken wings.
So chicken wings are on the marathon diet.
So I was doing the math, and I always used to deep fry my wings,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized that was kind of like a no-no,
Yeah,
right? You get a lot of juices that aren't supposed to be in your body that way. And
juicy.
also, I like to bread them too.
Yeah.
So deep fried and breaded. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite. But we started baking them for a long time, and then I inherited a half broken smoker, and so we yeah, I spent
You can only
it's
put
actually
half
broke.
a chicken wing on those, right?
What's that?
You can only make half chicken wings on those. You only cook
Half
half the
chicken
chicken
wings.
wings.
Dude, that smoked wings are really, really good. They're
Yeah.
delicious. So I've been smoking them, and we try to bake them, keep the bread off. But I mean, there's nothing too wrong with chicken wings, in my opinion.
Protein.
Yeah, lots of protein. Yeah, and if you're not slamming butter and bread on them, I mean, it's chicken.
Yeah.
So
Or
a little
sugar
bit fatter than the
glaze,
breast, but still good.
sugary glazes, or things like that.
Yeah. But I will say, for the most part, when I'm like training for a race, I don't have to worry about what my weight is, and it's a little bit more comfortable. At the same time, I don't want to be like big and bloated and heavy and carrying around like extra. So I typically, I don't know, I like to say I'm moderately healthy. Like I said, I'm an engineer, not a dietitian, right? I'm not like,
Yeah.
I'm not on, yeah. So my breakfast usually is like, Rachel kind of makes fun of me, and I used to bring it into work all the time, but my typical breakfast would be like cottage cheese, fruit, and almonds. And
Okay. Yeah.
I would used to wake up, sometimes I was lazy and sometimes I'd be disciplined working out, but I'd almost always bring my breakfast into work. I'd eat it at my desk, and no one said anything. So
Yep.
not like they were pissed off. So
Sure.
saved a little bit of extra time there and just ate it at my desk. But they used to tease me about like the content of it because it just looked disgusting. It's like,
Wait,
I
were
don't know
you
if you have
mixing it
cottage,
together like some cottage cheese and you threw some almonds and what was the other thing you said?
just any fruit.
Oh, fruit. So almonds, cottage cheese, and fruit, and just mix it together like raisins or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's
so it's not like you had a pile of almonds and a little container of cottage cheese and a banana. You just threw it all in one bucket and took it to work. And
Yeah, it's just a little container, yeah, tiny little container. And if I was, I mean, I used to weigh it. I got a little food scale, so when I was like super serious about it, I would like weigh it and make sure it was good. But I mean, I know how many scoops I need now, so
yeah,
I don't really
I
do
got
that.
you.
So yeah, that, and then I don't know. I don't really have like a typical lunch, but I try to eat a little bit lower carbs. Like I said, I'm not a dietitian, but it works for me. I know that if I'm not watching my carbs, then it's like pizza and then like too much beer, and then I feel bloated and not good.
That's a heck of a lunch break.
Yeah. What's that?
That's a heck of a lunch break.
Oh no,
Pizza
no,
and
yeah,
too much
not a
beer, and then
lunch,
you
no,
go
I'm
back to
not.
work.
So I try to drink beer once a week. That's
Yeah.
usually my goal, and that's usually the Warzone night.
Oh,
Usually
okay.
when the boys are playing Warzone and we start to lose, I have to take a stand up and get pissed off because I suck at the game, and I will get a beer, and then I'll come back. I'll start drinking a beer, and it doesn't help me get better, but it helps me forget that I'm losing is bad.
I gotcha.
But in all seriousness, I try to drink like once a week, maybe twice a week on the weekend. I'm not drinking throughout the week.
Yeah. Yeah, those are I can do pretty decently like trying to keep carbs low, but unfortunately these are just packed with carbs. So I have good weeks and bad weeks when it comes to beer. Like not like I'm drunk all the time, but I'll have a week where maybe I drink a beer or two 5 nights a week, and then I have weeks where I have maybe 1 or 2 nights. What do you got there? A protein shake or just water?
Protein shake.
I got you. This is a carb shake.
Nice.
Yeah.
Carb shake.
Carb shake, little hops, yeast, barley, centennial hops.
It's funny. So when I was at the gym one time, Rachel came with me, and she's kind of lifting. She's doesn't do gym stuff all the time.
Doing her
So
thing.
I was giving her kind of, like, hey, do it this way, do it that way. And then I was friends with this other guy. I actually used to work with him for a little bit, or his brother. Cool guy, but this guy he's just like stacked, and he almost made it on the football team. I think he was just shy, but nonetheless, the dude is just yoked. Anyways, he came over and he started teasing me. He's like, hey, do you have any advice for me? He's just this big guy. And I was like, yeah, the biggest thing is you want to drink a beer right after you lift. He started laughing. I was like, you get your carbs replenished. It relaxes your muscles. He's like, that's not at all accurate, but that's funny.
Oh, there's something on the news about that the other day. After a run, they say drink a low ABV beer. Can actually help you rehydrate, but you got to keep it to like 4%. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit.
Like what I hear, Jon Marsh. Everybody's got their news.
Everybody's got their news.
Yeah, I like this news, but not that news, because that one's not news, but this one is news.
Yeah.
I'm going with the guy that says you can have a beer after you work out. All right, do I have to work out to have a beer? Yeah, I probably should do that.
Probably.
Probably should.
I do have a site. I actually just started talking to one of my buddies. We kind of reconnected. Friends from high school. Anyways, he's doing the whole like just got out of a new old relationship, so he's trying to like stay occupied. And so he lives down the road, and I was like, hey man, it's been a while, start coming over and lift. And so he's been coming over once a week to lift, and he kind of inspired me because he's like, these are my goals. I want to do this, this, and this, and pretty much everybody wants to lose weight, not, gain weight. So I was giving him, my whole like free advice, like this is kind of what I did, but it kind of inspired me to start watching my diet again, because I hadn't really been watching.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I think keeps me not lying to myself is if you ever used MyFitnessPal is pretty good. Have you ever gotten on that app?
I have. Victoria downloaded one that cost $20. I'm like, why didn't you just get the MyFitnessPal?
Yeah.
I've done all this stuff and that, and I'm like, she used it for like 3 days.
Yeah.
You spent $20. I'm sure I'll get her to use it again. I'll annoy her about it.
I think the thing I was talking to Rachel about this, and I think the thing I like about MyFitnessPal is it's so hard to like accurately track when you go out to eat, because it's like,
yeah,
how much food is actually in this food, and what secret ingredients, like is this taco, or are these beans filled with like butter and lard? It's like you don't know what's in it. So one thing it does, it helps me motivate. It keeps me motivated to not go out to eat, to kind of prepare my food a little bit more. Yeah. And then just being able to track. So like last night I was kind of close on what, at least it says my calorie intake should be. And I put in my Oberon, and it just barely fit in. I was like, yes. So I had my one glass of Bell's Oberon.
Nice.
So I like the app. I would recommend it if it's something that you're like really trying to track. So
yeah, I've used it off and on, and I should be better about it. I also have a journal that I write once in a while, again, off and on. I'll put a week's worth of food track in there and Google my calorie counts and that kind of thing. And then I'll put it down and walk away from it for a while and, just try to keep up with it. But, I can be better.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of, again, the point of this whole thing is to help me be better, more consistent. If I got to get on and talk to people about diet and workouts and health and wellness, and I'm sitting here eating Cheetos and drinking beer all the time, not doing anything, then what am I doing with my life?
Not just you, dude. This is good for me too.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, like talking to you and then talking to my buddy, I was like, man, I should track. Like I'm not in it to lose like, 20, 30 pounds, but it'd be nice to just focus on my diet a little bit better. So it's helping me too.
Yeah. Yeah. I been doing the Planet Fitness again lately. I started that back up, and then I've also been, it's pretty nice because I work at home and there's a pool right next to my apartment, in the complex. And so what I do is on my lunch break, instead of just sitting around watching TV, like I just go jump in the pool and swim laps. I swim for a while and then take a little break and kind of float or try to do some kind of water aerobic and then swim some more laps and fill most of the hour until I got to get back and get back to work. But keeps me moving. And then hit the gym in the morning or the afternoon if I can. And some mornings I sleep a little later, but I'm just like, well, sleep's important too. So
Absolutely. So I have a question. Have you ever gone to like a coach?
I have used a trainer before, through a gym a membership that I've had, and then I've had some workout buddies who I worked out with who knew more than I did. So I don't know if they were necessarily a coach, but they just kind of taught me how to be in the gym and be safe, and some good workout techniques. But I have had a personal trainer for a little while, when I was at a gym in Ohio after we came back after we got married.
Did they track your weight or did they just give you like exercise advice?
Just exercise advice and diet advice. And so being honest, that's what part of this is about. I can't get on a scale. I mean, I can stand on it, but it literally says get off. Most, even the digital ones, they can't weigh me. So, that's one of the things. And so that's one of the reasons I'm looking for other ways to track and measure, consistency, routine, medals for 5Ks, find a mountain and climb it. Yeah, those kind of things. Just try to do more things till I can. And then, that's one way to track health and wellness and weight loss is on a scale. But until I can even do that, I got to find other measures.
Yeah. I think that's just accountability. If you have coaches, if you have teammates, it kind of helps you keep accountable. That's part of the big thing that I was missing when I was lifting by myself. Cause it's like, I can, work out in my garage and stay motivated, but having kind of like someone to keep you accountable. Right. I kind of tried to pull Rachel into that, like, hey, let's do this together, but that's not her thing, which is totally fine. And she has a lot of things and she's good at them. She just doesn't like, she likes to exercise, but she doesn't want to climb a mountain, which is totally cool. But I have other teammates that I can rely on. I have coaches I can rely on. Right.
And that's another thing with this is I'm trying to exploit the internet for my own accountability. Some people want to make money. Some people want to be famous. I just want to exploit you people to keep me accountable.
Well, my free advice is just try to get teammates and coaches.
Yeah.
Is another good thing that you can use.
Yeah.
The more tools you have in your toolbox, the better off you'll be.
Yeah, for sure. So I have another person I want to bring on that was military as well, but just out of curiosity, I know you work for the government. You work for the military. Did you sign up for like reserves or?
Still working on it.
Okay. So do you have any PT requirements yet for anything you have other than personal? Do you have any professional PT requirements yet? Okay.
No.
Gotcha.
No, I will say they do. Actually, this is kind of funny. This is my we did Ragnar last year, and I worked for ICBMs. Actually, I probably shouldn't say that, but whatever. I worked for ICBMs last year. Anyways,
there's like two people that might see this, so
that's fine. On the back, I don't know if you can take a look, but on the back, well, I'll turn my shirt around, maybe.
He's trying to show us his ass. Oh, he's gonna take off his shirt. Here's some accountability, people.
I like because it says running at the speed of government, or running at government speed, nice. Which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, but I was gonna say that was another thing about like teammates is like, my office was like, hey, we want to do a Ragnar, let's do a Ragnar. That's cool. We did that. And then on base, they do actually starting next week. I think they haven't done it since before COVID. They're starting back up their 5Ks. And so they do on Thursdays for like 8 or 9 or 10 weeks. They have little 5Ks that they run.
So, every Thursday?
Yeah, just every Thursday, just after work, 4:30. So they have, the reverie or whatever at 5 o'clock. So we try to, if it takes you longer than a half an hour to do 5K, you're going to be standing there at attention, while they play the music. So they try to do it at 4:30 prompt. But like I said, it's just another thing to keep me motivated because I got people from my office in and I'm cool with them, but I got secret competitions for people that come in other offices that are just barely beating me. So I try to get extra reps in on the side, lift a little bit, do what I got to do to like shorten my time, get my cardio up. So the next time around I can beat those guys. So
So that competition is a big motivator for you.
yeah, it
Trying to
definitely is. Yeah.
trying to beat the times of the other guys, or outfight the other guy who's maybe a little better than you, or things
100%.
like that.
Yeah. Maybe it shouldn't be
Outlift the
that
other
way,
guy at the
but
gym.
it's what it's what keeps me going. And like by all means, it's like I've talked to a lot of those guys in the course. They're like, man, you're so fast. You beat me again. And I'm like, oh man, like it's cool to talk to those guys. And they're like, oh no, you're getting better too. Some people like don't talk to me. They kind of like stare at me. I'm like, well, it's all part of the fun. I think it's all part of the game.
Gotcha.
It keeps it competitive and fun, in my opinion.
Yeah, I gotcha. So what else is going on? What else you been doing? Any said you got Colorado something or other in October?
Yeah, so I got a Spartan race in Colorado, and then so I actually paid for these races back in 2019, and I've been trying just to use them. And I was going to sign up for the Utah one, and I was just not in a good place to do that. So I ended up pushing that one off, and I think for like man, it cost me like $20 to like switch the race again. So I switched that one down to Colorado, and then I got two more down in Arizona, Phoenix area.
Yeah.
So those are like back to back. I got like I think it's like an 8 mile and then like a 4 mile, and then like one's on Saturday and then one's on Sunday. So it'll be fun. We'll see how it
back
goes.
to back like that, huh?
Yeah, but I mean it's shorter distance. I think my goal is to not do those hungover. So I'm not trying to break
I'm
any
not in
records.
Arizona, so you won't have me to.
I don't want to be hanging out the car about to throw up on my way to the race.
Well, that is not.
Michael Shannon, I appreciate what you're saying. Just can we be quiet for a little bit?
I'm a talker, folks. Oh man, that's hilarious. So you got hungover, you ran a race, and then I took you to a seafood restaurant. What a day!
I think by the time I was done with the race, I had like sweat it all out. But
just got rid of all those toxins out of your body.
I was in that just because I buy 3 races at a time. They call it the trifecta. So you buy 3 races, and at that point I was just trying to use it. I wasn't trying to like set any personal records. Hanging out with my boy Michael Shannon and getting into shenanigans. So
you got anything else in Florida in the near future? Like in the next year?
No, not right now. I think Rachel was talking about her office going down to Florida. I don't know if she's invited to that. She's kind of new at her work. So I don't know.
I gotcha.
Have to get with her. But I think that's the same that's the same week actually as Colorado. So I'll be able to make that one. I have my grandpa. He's actually my dad's stepdad, but I mean he's been really good to us. But Miriam and my grandpa Herb, they live down on the other side of the state, so I'd like to go see them too again.
Oh yeah, we met them.
Yeah.
When we had seafood.
Yeah, that was really good. A lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they live down in Florida, so I'd like to go see them, and then yeah.
We'll do some more working out.
I don't have any plans right now. We're just trying to figure it all out.
I got you, man. Well, I think that is about all I've got for you. We'll wrap this up. But before I go, is that a bottle of lotion on your desk back there, Jon Marsh?
Where?
Next to the yeah, is that lotion?
It is.
What's that for?
Traffic jams.
I just had to ask you that before we got out of here. All right, Jon Marsh, thanks for doing the podcast.
I do actually have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So being, a bigger guy, when people come and they try to offer free advice or try to tell you like, you should do this, you should do that, kind of what's the boundaries, or what becomes like, what's offensive and what's like, how do you perceive all that? That's a pretty general question, but how do you perceive it when someone's trying to like just offer you totally unwarranted advice?
Sometimes it depends. Like if I don't know you, and they just see me and they just see a fat guy and they
Mhm.
want to just unwarranted just hand out advice that they think I need to hear. That can be a little off-putting depending on their level of aggressiveness. If it's people I know, typically I know that they have a genuine care about me and my well-being, and so it doesn't typically bother me. And I'm open to engaging in a conversation about what I'm up to, or how that's going to motivate me to get better at what I'm up to.
Mhm.
But strangers, you know, it's it's funny. Typically, people don't, but the ones who do are kids, and it's a little funny to me actually, because a kid will be like, "Oh my God, that's a giant person," and then the parent will go, "No, you don't say that," and I just laugh to myself like, they don't know, but the person doesn't know. It doesn't. The parent doesn't know. It doesn't really bother me. That I find it a little amusing.
Mhm.
But those I kind of chuckle at. Some people want to give me, like this one guy at the car dealership when I was getting my oil changed was like, "I've got a bicycle if you want it. If you'll ride it, you can come have it." And I'm like, "Who are you?" First of all, I can't ride a bike, so stationary bikes at the gym are my jam.
Mhm.
But I can't ride an actual bike. So thank you, sir, but I'll pass. Yeah, so I take it in stride. People that I know, like, it doesn't bother me because I know that they genuinely care about my well being and they want to see the best for me. So,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good advice because I know, like, I just want to see like people happy and like healthy and like, yeah, I mean, if you're happy and you're healthy, I don't want to come in and say like, you need to start doing this. And I know like I get free advice from other people all the time. And it's like, sometimes it's like, I don't like, you don't really know the full situation on things, just trying to be general. You don't know like the full situation on things. Not that I'm like offended, but
yeah,
maybe I'll consider that. But I just want to make sure that I'm not doing that to like other people a lot, and not just someone that's like big, but also maybe somebody that's like just starting to work out. Maybe they're like a skinny guy or something, and like they're like, hey, I want to start lifting weights, and then it's exciting, and you start talking to them, and then I don't know. I've been guilty of like messaging people like, hey, this is a thing that I use to do this. And they're just like, oh, okay, cool. And it's like, did I overstep boundaries and stuff?
I mean, if it was me, I mean, everybody's probably different. But if it was me, as long as I didn't feel like you were trying to sell me something like, "Hey, buy this workout supplement, some creatine," like this is what I use to bulk up. Like I feel like you're trying to sell me something. But if you're just like, if I know you as somebody knows you as a person who's like, you're a fit guy and like you do take care of yourself well, and so like if that's all the person knows about you, and let's say you're at the gym and they've seen you at the gym a lot, and you offer a little, a little advice on how like they could maybe um, their form could be a little better to get a better workout or protect themselves better so they don't hurt themselves. Like that wouldn't bother me, or things along that nature. Or you see somebody working out for like an hour and they don't have a water bottle with them, I'd be like, you know, maybe you should hydrate a little better, buddy. you know, but that's me. Some other people may not may be different, but no, it wouldn't bother me too much if somebody saw something that I could be doing a little better when it comes to this kind of thing. It wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, all great advice. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Um, hey, thanks again. That's pretty solid. Um, yeah, best of luck to you, and let me know if you need any help. And then you're inspiring me too. So get on
good.
my grind, and we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, thanks, John. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep, share our successes. All right, man. Hey, talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Bless you, buddy.
Bye. Hey, everybody, so we just got off with Jon Marsh. There's a little song. He has his own theme song, and it goes, "Jon Marsh, I love you, Jon Marsh. Jon Marsh, I love you, Jon Marsh." Didn't write that, but it's a catchy tune. Anyway, hope you all had a good few days since we've seen you. Trying something new. Hope. What do you got to lose? Give it a shot. Talked to John. We talked about finding goals to have motivation to work towards, like he does the runs and the 5Ks. Obviously, he's a lot more fit than I am, probably a lot more fit than a lot of people. He's a fit guy. But if you're a person who can be competitive, that's a great thing to do to put towards your own health and wellness, is find ways to put that competitive nature into that. I am not a competitive person. but I'm someone who sees the goals aspect as a great thing to work towards. So anyway, again, thanks for coming along with us. Thanks for hanging out. Glad you guys got to meet one of my good friends, Jon Marsh and Nikki, the other day. And we'll have some more guests here soon, in the next few days. Take care of yourselves and get out, try something. What do you got to lose? I'm Mike Shannon. Have a good rest of your day.